Thank you for watching this video by Jou's Vegan Pantry. This is an Aquafaba video, and I am Jou Deaver. Today I am sharing with you a rich and creamy quiche recipe from my new cookbook, Aquafaba. In this video, I will show you how to blend nuts, roast peppers, whip aquafaba, and fold meringue. Let's get started. Blending nuts. Let's start with the base of the quiche, which in this case is cashews and yogurt. You can use 1 cup of mashed firm tofu instead of the nuts if you like. Add the nuts and yogurt to the blender and start the blender on low to break the nuts into smaller pieces. Scrape down the sides as needed and continue to blend while slowly increasing the speed. Blend until the mixture is very smooth. This is a high-speed blender. To use a standard blender, once the nuts are as fine as the blender will get them, set the mixture aside for 10 minutes to allow the nuts to soak up moisture, and then blend again until very smooth. Roasting peppers. I love roasting peppers. It makes the whole house smell so delicious. There are a few ways to do this. You can roast them in your oven under broil, turning the peppers as needed until they are charred, but my favorite way to roast them is directly on the burner. A gas stove is even better, but an electric stove works very well. You can roast them in a cast iron pan instead of directly on the burners if you like. Cook the peppers until they are charred on one side, and then turn them to char other parts. The goal is to char the skin and cook the pepper, but not incinerate them, so keep that in mind. These look good on all sides. Move them to a bowl and cover the bowl with either a tight-fitting lid or a plate. Set aside for 15 minutes to steam. Then just slip off the charred skin. Do not rinse the pepper. The flavor is because of the charred skin. The charred skins will slide right off. It's an easy process. Remove the stems, seeds, and the white ribs in the pepper and cut into strips. Then chop into pieces. Poblano peppers are supposed to be on the milder side, but nowadays that's not a fact. Some poblanos are extremely spicy and others are extremely mild. You can use a few bell peppers instead if you don't like spice at all. If you can't find any poblanos, use bell peppers and a jalapeno chili to add some heat. You will need a total of about 1.5 cups of chopped peppers, whether you're using poblanos or green bell peppers or straight jalapenos, although I wouldn't recommend that. Once chopped, make sure you have about 1.5 cups and set aside. Whipping aquafaba. This recipe calls for a whipped meringue. To a stand mixer, add aquafaba and cream of tartar. Whip lightly using the whip attachment, and then on the machine, on medium or medium-low, whip for 5 minutes. I made a complete video detailing the whipping of aquafaba and the peaks, and if you haven't seen it, it's a good idea to view it. I'll link to it here and at the end of the video. After 5 minutes, increase the speed to medium-high, which is number 8 on a KitchenAid, and continue to whip for an additional 10 to 13 minutes. If you are wondering why so long, it's because of a few reasons. 1, we are using a lot more aquafaba here, and the more aquafaba, the longer it takes to incorporate air into the liquid. 2, we will be adding fats to this meringue, and unless it is at very stiff peaks, the meringue can deflate when lipids are added. You can see how thick the meringue is here, as it is climbing the sides of the bowl. Now you will add the coconut oil. When adding any fats to meringue, you have to go very slowly. The stream of the oil should be about the thickness of a pencil lead. I'm showing you this in real time so you can see just how slow to add this small amount of oil. As long as your aquafaba was viscous enough, and as long as your peaks were stiff enough, and as long as you add the fat slowly enough, all will go according to plan and you will not wind up with a puddle of aquafaba instead of a lovely meringue. Now we're halfway there. Keep going slowly. It's almost done. Sing a song while pouring. It'll make the time go faster. Just don't pour faster. I know a minute can seem like forever when pouring oil into meringue. Keep pouring. Almost done. Almost there. And the last few drops. Nice, huh? Still stiff peaks. Folding meringue. Combine the oat flour, nutritional yeast, garlic, salt, and turmeric in a bowl. This bowl should be big enough. Add black pepper and mix well. Add the nut mixture we blended earlier. Yeah, this bowl looks just the right size. Use a whisk to mix it until smooth. Now we will fold in half the meringue. This will work, right? Yeah, this bowl will be big enough. Oh, bother. Use a big bowl to begin with and save some time. Folding is a way of mixing that is more refined. Using a large spatula, cut into the mixture, and with the flat side, pull up mixture from the bottom. Rotate the bowl and repeat. Because you are rotating the bowl, different parts of the mixture is folded onto itself. This helps the meringue to deflate at a controlled rate, not helter-skelter. It's more dignified. Once all of this is folded together well, add the rest of the meringue and continue to fold. Depending on how much you deflate the meringue will determine how smooth your quiche will be. If you deflated more than I am here, your quiche will be even smoother than mine will be. Since you are folding, you can control the texture of your quiche. Add the peppers, holding back a few for garnish, and fold again. Pour the batter into your par-baked pie shell and add the reserved pepper pieces. Bake the quiche and cool overnight before serving. Overnight chilling is important to set the quiche, and since most quiche is either served chilled or at room temperature anyway, this makes for a fast lunch the next day. Creamy texture, tangy taste, delicious. Find more Aquafaba recipes in my new cookbook, Aquafaba, and on my site, Jou's Vegan Pantry. Don't forget to check out how to whip Aquafaba into meringue.